Yo, what's going on? We are sitting here with a very special guest, the lovely Kierstyn Graham. Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
How's it going, Kierstyn?
Pretty good.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yes.
A little worn out. I was in Iowa City last night, pretty late, and then I got home and played video games. So.
You haven't slept yet.
Oh, I did. Not very much, but I did.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Okay. How was that? The show?
Really cool. I was in, like I said, Iowa City. There was a few DJs, and a band, and it was for Riff Raff on his Cranberry Vampire tour.
This is Cranberry Vampire. He's got some beautiful name.
Yeah, I played with Soultru.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've been doing a two-person project for a while. I'm kind of like the instrumentalist, and he's the singer, songwriter. So,
Okay.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Soultru.
Soultru. You also do your own thing?
yes, I do.
Separately?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was doing this project called Cocoa Power for a while, and that was kind of like electronic pop rock, because I produce these like electronic backtracks and play guitar and piano and like sing and rap over them and whatnot.
Right.
And now I'm kind of swaying away from that now, because I'm recording an album
Okay.
called Oh My Dear Sphinx, and we can get into that, like the meaning of that later. But when I started recording it, I was using these electronic backtracks that I used for live shows, and it sounded cool, but we did sessions and we recorded a couple songs, and I mean, like, I just kind of decided, regardless of like the money that I spent so far, like, let's just strip all of this, just cut all of it, and I want to start from the beginning and make it all instrumental.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah,
Like what,
so
pretty much like transpose everything or transcribe everything.
yeah, because I just wanted to keep that element of life into it.
Yeah.
Because the whole album is very spiritual, and I didn't feel like I could purvey that realness and that emotion with, I wrote the backtracks, but
Right, yeah. Yeah, you're like incredible, what I've seen.
thank you.
Yeah, and it hasn't, I wish it was more, because you, like you said, you work with Soultru, and that's how I saw you first. But then I found out you had your like own stuff going on, and because I could tell, I was like, how many instruments do you play?
I've played the piano my whole life, but that wasn't my primary instrument until a few years ago. I wouldn't even say a few, like 3 years ago. I made piano my primary. But I was actually a drummer first. In like school.
Wow.
I was like drum captain and all of that. But then I picked up the guitar in like middle school. And I've played that for about 10 years now. So like I got like a couple, yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I had this band called High Fives and Handshakes with Michael Herrick, Ross Hughes, Peter McNaught, Seffers, Battlestar, Graham Mestow, and Riley O'Toole.
All those are people in
Yeah.
a group? Oh, okay.
And
Sounds
I
like
played.
Slipknot or something.
I played guitar in that.
Okay.
And I wrote all the songs. But I wanted that to be kind of a shared project. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna write the chords and the words.
Yeah.
But Riley and I are going to like find a way to fuse our voices.
Okay.
And I kind of like gave a rough idea of like the other parts to the instruments, but I wanted them to fill in the rest.
Yeah.
And make those parts their own.
Like more of
And-
a collaborative endeavor.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so it was like, yeah, those songs were my heart and soul, but it was like, you guys are my best friends. So,
Right.
you know, like I'm not me without my best friends. So I wanted them to make all their parts their heart and soul. So
That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. What first got you into music?
what got me into music, I guess like I always had this problem with my identity. And like I it's funny for someone who's transgender to say that.
Oh, okay.
But it's outside of my gender identity because I mean I never felt that I knew who I was.
Right.
I definitely like I felt love and there were things about myself that I liked. And you know, but I like felt very empty from the inside out. And whether that, I mean, borderline personality, I don't know. But like with music and creating and writing, I kind of found a way to like, that is what I identified as is my music. And I said that since I was a kid, that like, I am my music. And so like it really it gave me everything, you know, like it gave me my social life. It gave me, you know, like when I was in school and everything. So like, I kind of just felt like I had to do that. And it kind of was like healthy and unhealthy, like obsession.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you know, I have OCD, so I was kind of pressuring myself really hard. And it took a long journey to like change, like I said, why I got into music, which was like, you know, valuing myself on some kind of standard into like, why should I do music now? You know? And that's expression, and I think storytelling, you know?
Yeah. How, do you have a count on like how many songs you've written and at this point in your life? I don't know.
Well, I mean, everything that is recorded so far, I'd say, I mean, I've written 2 songs for Soultru. And I mean, that's like where I would say that like I composed something. The rest is kind of collaborative instrumentals. And so that's 2. Not a lot in that project. And High Fives, which was my band in high school, we had a 4-song EP, 2 singles, and then an album of like 8 songs. So that would be 14. So that's 16 total. I had this psychedelic band.
When was that?
That was after I graduated high school.
Okay.
And it was funny because that High Fives and Handshakes group I had in high school was just so much better than that was the only band I ever had.
Right.
So I really like, I guess I didn't see that. I mean, I was excited about it and I loved it. But when we dispersed, I was very much like, you know, like, oh, I still got this.
Right.
You know, I'm an
Still got the
awesome
fire,
musician.
Yeah.
And then like, as the years went by, it was just like, you know, I was like, whoa. It was very humbling.
Right.
You know, I was like, I'm never going to have an experience like that again. And I got into drugs. I mean, I was already into drugs, but like I got into drugs. I'd say a lot more. Like I took a lot of psychedelics and whatnot. I had a lot of friends that did acid and shrooms or whatever, and it was like this weird group of people that were all very. I mean, it was just. We were Woodstock for some reason. We thought that we thought we were true hippies.
Right.
And so I started writing like psychedelic, and that was an interesting phase of my life. But
This sounds like it would be. Yeah.
yeah. So I guess we have the 4, the 8, the 2, so that'd be. I'm sorry, I'm doing this math right now.
I'm trying to. I'm just
So that'd be 14, and then 2 for Soultru, which is 16, and then I wrote. It was a very short-lived band. I mean, it was like a year, but like we went between like you write a song, I write a song, you write a song.
Yeah.
So I wrote like 5 songs for that band. Because we were kind of like psychedelic, but also surfer rock.
Oh, you
Yeah.
sound like a musical nomad. Like you play. It sounds like you never really have stuck to like the confines of one genre.
No, I never stuck with one genre, and that was also a very big problem for me. It was like a strength of mine. Like I
Yeah.
can write all sorts of genres, but I was also like, how am I gonna cater to one crowd?
Right.
You know. But
Like find your lane.
Yeah.
Right.
but with those 5 songs, I'd be 21.
What was the name of the
21.
psychedelic band?
Oh, the psychedelic band, it started as Enter the Void,
Okay.
and then after that we moved to just Us. It's US. Just
Okay.
Us. And yeah, like I mean both of them are very much up to interpretation, you know?
Okay.
So
Yeah, because I was like, whoa. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. What does it mean? Because I'm thinking a couple different things. The name.
Enter the Void was
Did you guys play shows?
We did.
Okay.
We did play shows. And our last show was I think it was like during this big house show era that was led by like Condor and Jaybird.
Oh, okay.
I remember
know.
those days.
Yeah, you remember those days? Like, and like, Jeremy saw our last show, and that was when my primary instrument first became the piano and the keys.
Okay.
So I was leading this band on piano, and then it was just the craziest thing because I guess Soultru and BJ Dillard.
Yeah, Beach. Shout out Beach.
Yeah, they had Soultru in the Good Company, and
Right, yeah.
they were looking for a keyboard player, and then Jeremy saw us play, and then he was like, that's a piano player, and he introduced me. Well, he sent me to like Beej and Terrence.
Okay.
And then my band, that band, broke up the next day after that show. And I
That's
was
crazy.
like, and it was just like that high school thing and then this all over again. And I was like, fuck, you know, like
Yeah.
nothing's ever going to work out for me. And,
Right.
and then
The very next day?
the very next
Oh,
day.
wow.
I know. I get this message from it was either Beej or I think it was Beej, and he was like, "Hey, like, we need a piano player. Like, we're not saying this is like official. Like, we want to talk to you. We want to
Right,
see what
right.
you got." And I was like, like I was like, holy
Yeah, I
crap.
would be like, because I know they had Jera. Jera, I think that's how you say it.
Jera's amazing.
Dude, so good, but I don't. Maybe he wasn't available or.
Well, and at
there
this
at the time,
point
but-
in my life,
It's cool that they. Yeah, who got you into contact again?
Jeremy.
Jeremy, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
from
right.
Condor and Jaybird.
I don't know why I didn't just assume you'd probably run into him. Like, I didn't know it was that era or that time period. that you were
Well-
playing in that band, so.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Well, yeah, because Condor used to play with High Fives and Handshakes, too,
Okay.
when I was in high school.
Every time I hear that name, I have like a line that I wrote back in high school, actually. I think, actually. Right out of high school, it says something about high fives and handshakes.
Really? Where'd you get that name for that band, High Fives?
Yeah.
I guess, like, our bass player and our drummer, our bass player, our drummer, and our piano player, they were, like, 3 best friends in high school. And that was, like, a name they had in mind for a long time. And, like, all of them, like the 3 of them would, like, jam, and they had, like, just, like, a couple songs, but it was just kind of like a screwing around, like, you know, or having fun thing. And then when they met me, and I was, like, a freshman in high school, like, so I'm looking at these dudes like, whoa, you're
Right,
old.
right.
And I was, you know, like, immature. But, like, when I met them, I was like, oh, you do this, you do that, you do that. And then, like, we had, like, 3 songs. And, and then, because I already had songs written. And then, like, since then, it was, like I said, it was collaborative and anything. But, like, they had that idea for a name for a long time.
Okay.
And the whole band was very goofy.
Yeah.
But we also had, like, things that we stood for. So, like, I feel like, I mean, what I always thought of it as was, like high fives, like, you know, like, hey, we're chilling, but
Right,
also
right.
like handshakes, like we're good at business.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, like, damn, I forgot what we were talking about.
Man. It's bound to happen.
You were talking about you got
Happens every
introduced to
time.
Beej and everything after your band broke up.
Yeah, I was introduced to Beej and them, sent to them by Jeremy, and so like I like sat down with them at like Roz Talks, and we were like outside, and like they were like already like sitting out there, and then like they were like hello, like I like, you know, like when I pulled up, and I'm like, we sit at the table, and like I just swear, like I felt like I was in an interview because like their hands are just like like sitting, you know what I mean, and they're just like, all right, so tell me this and tell me that.
It's a
And-
video interview. They actually have a camera set up too.
yeah, I know. And but yeah, cause like it was so weird. I guess it was like a bigger version of when I like saw like my bandmates from high school. I was like, whoa, they're older than me. And then like, you know, I saw them and I was
Right.
like 19.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, this is crazy. But yeah, like we talked about that, and then we like ended up jamming. It went great, and since then, like the Good Company and Soultru stuck together for a while. We had like a lot of great shows, and then when that band dispersed, and like Terrence and I kind of just, you know, he hit me up when he needed an
Yeah.
accompanist, and then he had a couple tours coming up, and he was just like, hey, you know, like save up some money, and like we could both hit the road together, because he had that same idea, like why I didn't do electronic, like I didn't want my electronic album. Like he felt that life, that emotion is
Right,
just
you
so
want-
much better when you have that expression of a live instrument. And since then, like, I mean, we hit the road. I play the guitar in the car. We started writing as we were playing already, like, you know.
Oh man, this sounds
Written
like
song.
a sweet, like a dope adventure, like
That sounds
musical
fun.
endeavor.
Oh no, yeah. And what was crazy is that I found my gender identity through those tours. Because
Okay.
yeah, it was wild, because I when you go from like Chicago to Memphis
Oh, yeah.
or like completely different places.
Right, right.
Or like Seattle, Portland, like Los Angeles, like they're all so vastly different for one. So you're seeing other lifestyles.
Right.
You're learning about the world and how much everything is, it just depends on how you were brought up in the area you lived in, and
like those new experiences bring, like, I'm sure, like new epiphanies or outlooks. Really, I love like when we went to House on the Rock. I think we talked about it like the last 3 podcasts. But
House on
yeah,
the Rock.
oh man, it was so inspiring just to see this amount of stuff.
Right.
You could have that same amount in anything, and I'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like a junkyard, but really organized.
And I didn't travel much, so it was like every single day was House on the Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And it's even better because you're doing music and everything.
Oh
Did
yeah.
you guys travel by car, truck, van, or
Oh, we drove.
just drove?
We drove, so it was like 9-10 hour drives.
But like, what kind of vehicle?
We took a Pontiac Vibe.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, a red
not
Pontiac
bad.
Vibe.
I'm thinking just something you could sleep in if you had to, but I'm thinking.
Nah.
Did you guys stay in hotels a lot?
We had friends that we stayed with, a couple, like we'd talk to people, find common ties.
That's crazy.
Um,
It's like just a traveling, like a. I feel like you'd meet as many people like busking or something, and you're going like out of town. You're going away, basically. I know it's rough too sometimes, but like you said, you're going from like different spatial places to see different walks of life, and
oh yeah,
even like architecture,
right.
landscape would be inspiring.
So like I was able to hit the reset button every night. So it was just like how comfortable in my skin or excited or like I felt about like how I portrayed myself.
Yeah.
I was able to like experiment that because like every single person that you would run into, you probably would never see again.
Right.
So like,
Right.
what's the harm in, introducing yourself as a different name?
Right.
Or
That's a crazy
That's
concept.
like when me
man.
and Jacob go out of town and we talk like we're from New Zealand, and then they think we're like
well, yeah,
foreigners or something.
you were
They don't have any
speaking in an
idea.
Australian accent
Yeah.
since I walked in here.
I didn't notice.
I
until
thought you were
said that.
Australian. I like for real.
Yeah, we both.
It's
are.
become a problem. 'cause-
It's a problem actually. Yeah.
That's awesome though. Yeah, I can see, because then you have like opportunity to grow without the thought always looming, like what people will think. Like if and just not caring completely, that traveling would probably make that a lot easier. So
Yeah.
like
Right.
The craziest thing about this country is like how geographically diverse it is too. You could go from like fucking middle of the Midwest to like up in the mountains or some shit, and go to like
Yeah.
a desert or like a fucking forest, like rainforest up north.
Oh,
and
yeah.
shit. Like it's crazy.
Terrence was like terrified of the mountains.
really
Yeah.
terrified,
Yeah.
like because they're so like just like I get kind of when I see them far
Oh, I
away. I'm
love
like,
it.
oh,
Yeah,
wow,
I
that's
know.
a giant landmass. Like
And I had, I have anxiety, so I get freaked out about all sorts of different stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like excited when he was finally scared of something.
yeah,
You know,
like you know what? I
So-
ain't even fucking scared of this shit.
Yeah, yeah. So I was just kind of like, "Hey, Terrence, I can drive."
We're going, dude.
Like, yeah.
We're going, Terrence.
And at first he was just kind of like, "Oh no, I'm good. I got it."
Yeah.
But then eventually, nah.
Yeah. Was it? Well, what did he decide? He was happy that he went.
Yeah.
Like seeing him, like I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Like going to Florida too, like the Everglades type.
Yeah. Swamp.
I
or
don't
something.
want to live down there.
I don't know.
I've been there a lot, so. But yeah.
You're from there. You live there.
Well, yeah, I'm not from there, but
You didn't choose this, but
I don't choose this.
man.
So-
So was your introduction into music with piano? Is that what started?
Yeah, because I've always played by ear.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I like that concept, like the aural skills.
Right.
I like to be able to pick things up. Yeah.
And I just listen to music and just, you know.
Do you know how to read music or no?
I do, because I took a year and a half of music theory at Augustana College.
Okay.
But it just,
Don't like utilize that.
honestly,
a lot?
like, past, you know, like the basic functions of music, if you're going to go into jazz or modes or anything, like, I really feel like a lot of it is just the time that you put in on your own. And I mean, I could be right, I could be wrong. You know, there's going to be people disagreeing with me. You know, I mean, if you are a, you know, a music major, you know, they're gonna listen, you're gonna be, well, you know, like, you can never lose your education. And they're right, they're right. But it's like, me personally, you know, I felt in a box, and you know, and it was like, this isn't the way I want to learn. And you know, like, I kind of had to teach myself to have the same discipline as I would. But if you can do that, then, you know, you're fine. Like, so I mean, I can read notes, but I am telling you, like, whether it's like Beethoven or it's like, you know, like Great Balls of Fire, like I will learn 100 times faster just by watching and listening to it, than trying to read it on, you know.
I mean, God, that's why I like that concept so much, is because I relate with it so much. Like, I'm not an amazing music. Well, the way you play, that's why I asked, because like what I've heard you play, I'm like, oh, yeah, it probably, you know, knows how to read sheet music. Just super skilled.
Yeah, you sound like
you know.
you're super well trained.
Well, at least you had a very
know.
good like idea, and like, I don't know. I guess the chord progressions that you're using, and I don't know if I knew whether or not. I'm pretty sure it was one that you might have written that I seen you play with Soultru.
Yeah, I think it's.
But you also did a little set of your own stuff too.
Well, imagine if you knew every single word in the English language, but you never learned what letters are. You know, like, it's like, well, like, I understand music theory, you know, like, I know the math behind it. Like, I know major scales, minor scales, I know all the modes, I understand when you can do this or that.
Right.
Looking at my instruments, and like, so it's just kind of like, well, if you understand the functions of music, then like, I think you should learn those and then learn how to speak it in your own way. Because the only difference, I mean, the big difference between that, like, if you're just reading notes, like, you're like, oh, all right, like, doodle 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 doodle. Like, there are people that can play magnificent things by reading notes on a paper.
Yeah, but like, there's no soul or like life itself.
Yeah,
in it, really.
But can they break it down and like explain what they're doing?
Oh, right.
Or
why
are
they're
they?
doing it.
Yeah, or are they just like, you know?
Yeah, ABC.
Yeah, right. And like, I'm sure they can, you know, but it's also like they'd have to break it apart.
Yeah.
And my goal is to kind of like listen and watch and then pick up on like, oh, I can hear the intervals and the math in this.
Right.
And recognize that, you know, which is kind of an advantage I've had for like playing in bands and stuff. Like, I don't play in an orchestra.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I think it's more important to understand music theory, but train your ears.
Right, because it could, I feel like it could get, like, some people just seem like it's so calloused, like, the way they go about it, if they go about it, like, in a technical way. I mean, I would love more knowledge for sure, because I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to, like, music theory and all that stuff. But I know what sounds good to what I've heard, you know, to my ears, so, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Coming at it from a technical angle might seem calloused, I guess, but like not really in it.
Like, music theory is separate from reading notes on a paper.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Like, and that. Oh no, and I know that's what you're saying, but like, I just really feel like music theory is separate from reading notes on a paper, which is separate from playing on ear. They're three different things.
Right.
Like, you can know all the music theory in the world, but you can't play by ear. or you can know all the music theory in the world and do notes on a paper, or you can only do one of them. But at the end of the day, you could be really good at that one thing, and it'll take you somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So you put how long, when you go about writing a song, I don't know, what, is there a process for you? Like, I know it's, I don't know, are you just on your own writing? Or messing around?
I start completely by ear. My songs come from incredibly strong moments of emotion.
Okay, so you don't just write to write, like...
No, and even if I try, it's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have to be feeling something, and then when I see that instrument, it calls to me. You know, I don't think like, oh, I feel like crap, I need to find it. No, it really is. It just feels like it's coming to save me when I see my instruments. And then I just go. And then, like, after I get that raw emotion, then I realize the music theory in it. Like, I recognize it, and then I can build off of that.
Yeah.
With like actual like writing.
Right,
you know?
right.
And then after that, I structure it, and I almost always write my words last.
Okay, so lyrics last. Okay.
But the lyrics are inspired by that first raw emotion.
Right.
So
I feel like a lot of anything I've written, music-wise, is like very inspired from the music itself. I could never, and I've seen videos of you rapping too. Like,
yeah, I
love that
rap.
shit.
Yeah, I like the rapid syllability. Yeah, I feel like when I write, it's more inspired from the music. So a lot of times I don't end up talking about anything real, like a story or a subject.
Yeah.
We went on.
I've wrote about 5 rap songs, so
You should come out with an EP
Yeah.
I mean I could.
or a little project.
I'm still counting. I think that'd bring me up to like 20.
I was gonna say, yeah.
You asked me that, so I want to really
yeah.
figure this out. I feel
Where
like I feel like a douche right now.
Yeah.
27.
Ooh, that's a good number.
Well, yeah, I mean, because when you look back on it, I don't know if you do a lot, but like reflecting back on like, I don't know, anything that you do really, whatever you create something, just looking back on how much you've done or how many, in terms of projects, it's nice. It's kind of cool. I don't know if you do that though.
I don't know. I don't know. I could be full of crap right now.
Do you ever listen to your own music? Because I can't really listen to it
I
to
can't.
enjoy it.
No,
like,
I could probably listen to my own music as long as it's been like 5 or 7 years later.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of artists are like that too. Probably.
Yeah.
How old were you when you first started piano?
I don't even remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably like
forever.
9.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
What got you into that? Were your parents big influencers or anything? Like push you towards music or anything like that?
They tried to get me piano lessons, and then I was always like, no, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I feel like as a kid you would have an adverse like, look on it. You'd be like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Piano, mom. Like,
And I want to be a teacher, you know? Like, I think that if I were to teach piano lessons, my biggest goal would be, like, I want to hear what they want to do and focus on what they want to do,
yeah,
you know? Like, every other, yeah,
almost let them lead. Like
right.
yeah.
Like, every teacher I run, not everyone, but, like, a lot of teachers you run into, like, tutors, they have this Mr. Miyagi approach where they're like, you must start with this and this, and then it will reach you to what you want to do.
Yeah, you don't even know what you're trying to do.
Yeah. And, like, that's stupid.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, but, like, no. Like, the biggest part of someone learning is they need to enjoy what they're doing. Like,
Right.
you're not gonna want to practice. You're not gonna want to do anything, you know, like, until, like, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And you want to do it, you know?
That's where time gets lost for me. Like, I'll just be like, and I don't even look at the clock. And Cody messed with me the other night. I thought he's like, oh, it's 11. I'm like, what?
Right.
I gotta work.
Yeah.
I run out of the room. It's only like, it's 3 hours earlier than that, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's like you were saying, like with little kids that, you know, no, I don't want to go to piano lessons, you know? It's like
Going to soccer, I hated Pee Wee baseball, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, anything as a kid, I was like, I don't want to wrestle. Are you kidding me? This is embarrassing.
yeah. Like, a lot of that shit is, like, dope and, like, fun to do, but if, you know, you're not into it, you know, then it's just, like, chores. It's, like, shit that
really
parents
helps.
are making you do that.
And then you'd really get to see, like, at least they would have a chance to see if music was something that they'd want to,
Right.
like, actually move forward with in their life.
Right.
You just have to be exposed to it in, like, a neutral way.
Yeah.
And that's cool, yeah.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. Like, one of the students I'm gonna have, like, she's like 9, and the first thing I asked her was like, tell me a singer you really like, you know? Like, do you like Lady Gaga? Do you like, you know, like Miley Cyrus? And then she liked Ariana Grande, you know?
Right. That was going
And-
to be my third guess. I was like,
Yeah,
that's what-
yeah. And what's that like the na 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 na
Yeah.
na. Like, I just find those chords. First thing I'd ever show her is those chords.
Right.
And like,
Okay.
she doesn't have to understand every single thing about it, but I'll tell you this: she's going to play it a lot.
Yeah.
like,
On a piano, right?
yeah.
Okay.
And then like, just start from there. Go with
Wow.
like a very easy version of something that you enjoy.
Yeah. And I
And-
think that melodies. That's originally
The
probably from that old
Sound
song,
of
right?
Music.
Okay, yeah. These are a few of my favorite things, or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Or something.
But yeah. So
That's kind of a cool thing if it was the first thing to teach somebody, because I don't think I ever knew about progressions like that, like chord progression or melodies like
Right.
that. That's a really haunting melody, you know.
true.
It's a good way to get them into it. Yeah, give them
Yeah.
something that they really like, and then just get addicted to it, basically.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Hell yeah.
But
You're currently writing, right, or making music.
yes,
Okay.
yes, I am.
Who did you play with last, or what was the project name that you played last?
Oh,
Not last night, but
you know, I haven't had my own project except for like Cocoa Power for a while, but this is going to be like a self-titled album. It's going to have like 8 to 10 songs. And the album called is Oh My Dear Sphinx, and that's my project, and I'm honestly, all I do now is teach lessons, Soultru, and then my project. Although I do kind of want the project to be shared with like visual artists. Primarily, I'm working with a woman named Callista Scott, Morgan Callista Scott. She goes by Peachy too, Peachy Callista. And she's a painter. And what we were thinking is, she actually painted my keyboard right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
her name is Butterfly.
Butterfly.
And-
the keys look actually wooden for some. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's acrylic paint.
Yeah.
She did put a glossy finish on it, but I played this piano a lot, so
Yeah.
it's getting my fingers all over it. But yeah, that is gonna be called Kierstyn's Crystal Palace,
Okay.
or just Crystal Palace or whatever. But like the concept of that is every painting is going to be correlated with a song, and she can showcase her paintings while I showcase my music. And they kind of bounce off of each other.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
a cool idea. I like that concept of the visual aspect being so much part of it.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So like music videos will resolve around, that art. Our shows like change the painting for each song.
Right.
We probably our first show together is actually going to be at like kind of like a feminism event. It's like a woman's music workshop, but also like you talk and
Almost like a forum or something.
yeah,
Or a
like
discussion,
yeah,
too.
like an event and everything.
That's
and
cool.
like there's going to be multiple artists. But a lot of her paintings portray a lot of those ideas. So it's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that
that's gonna
sounds
be
like,
awesome.
that's such a good idea. That's like almost inspiring me, like
Oh yeah.
to work towards another like idea or concept. So is a lot of it calculated what you're gonna, I guess, do like musically, like your projects, or your project now? I guess it's pretty calculated.
Yeah, it finally is.
Sounds like, yeah.
Yeah. It's the whole album, like I said, is very spiritual.
Intentional, I guess, is and
Yeah,
spiritual,
very intentional.
That's what I meant. Yeah,
intentional. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Intentionally calculated.
Yeah.
There we go.
You're right.
But yeah, it's a story, and it's kind of from personal experience, but very metaphorical and a metaphysical, like way, and basically like you challenge evil, but then evil deceives you and you fall in love with that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like it's like what you fight, you also love.
Whoa. Yeah,
And-
that's a crazy
and-
concept.
And then if that overtakes you, you don't even realize it. Because you think that you are toe to toe,
Right.
but it is a dance. It is a
Back and
dance,
forth.
a dance of
Yeah.
love with your true enemy.
Wow.
And that happens in the first two songs.
Okay.
And then the rest of it is finding oneself again, finding your purpose again, and finding light, finding, like a force of good.
Okay.
And it by the end of the album, it's very open-ended, because I grew up Christian,
Okay.
so like there are a lot of Christian elements in this. See, like when people ask me if I'm Christian, like people,
You did say spiritual, though.
yeah,
Earlier.
like people I feel like I set people off if I say that I am Christian, because they're like, that's so
They think it's oxymoronic almost.
very yeah, absolutely. It's like, oh, the Christian transgender bisexual artist, like that's already, there's so much blasphemy and idolism.
Yeah.
And like, I think Western culture, for one, has just destroyed like Christianity. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's terrible, because how many times in history there's the Holocaust, the Spanish Inquisition, slavery, like homophobia is just another example of using one of the world's most powerful books,
Yeah.
which is the Bible. I mean, it's one of the most powerful books. Like I think there is truth in every single spiritual book. There has to be.
Yeah, so much of them like hold the same kind
Yeah.
of wisdom.
Yeah.
Like when you
know?
get down to it, it's just like a basis of like morals and principles and
Right.
things like that.
There
too,
it is.
so.
But like my personal savior is Jesus Christ.
Right,
But
right.
I don't think homosexuality is a sin. I don't think being transgender is a sin. I just think, I don't think not going to church is a sin, honestly. I mean, like, and I'm not here to get into some spiritual debate. Like,
No, we can do that. That's fine.
yo, if you
No, you spit your shit, man. You know?
like, if you want to do that, like, hey, like, I'll still tape it and everything, but this is about my music.
Well, I grew
and-
up Christian too, like, so I relate on that end of it, like, and I hold a lot of those concepts that I learned within that journey, you know,
Right.
growing up, that, you know, are the same as they were when I learned them, but
Yeah.
not everything. You don't always keep all of it, and I think that's probably what a lot of people do.
Right.
Anyway, they hold on to too much, every word as if it were.
Well, and that's the thing is, you know, like the Bible was written by men.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, it's. Sorry, I thought it was.
oh, sorry.
No, I thought it's.
The Bible was written by men
Right.
and only men, and a very misogynistic and
Old world.
view.
So old world.
You know, and like, it's just like, and also let me say that, like, it's stories, you know, like, sexism existed in that time. A lot of racism existed in that time. Homophobia existed in that time. And so many of these verses need to be put into context about why were they said, why are they being used.
Right.
Like, and so many Christians have said, like, oh, this one verse is like hating gay people, so let's all hate, you know, like, let's. I think what we need to do is primarily, like, love your neighbor and ask questions, and if you aren't looking to answer those questions and you are just blindly following, you're not a Christian.
Right.
You are, like, that is.
It's unfortunate because
that
those
is evil to
types of
me.
people don't
Yeah.
believe that they're not Christians.
That is
Yeah,
truly
'cause-
like, yeah.
If you're a Christian, you're not supposed to like hate.
You're not supposed to hate.
treat everybody
Yeah.
like you would if you saw, you know, Jesus, the
Yeah.
historical figure, Jesus Christ.
But, like, I see myself as Christian,
Yeah.
Buddhist. I'm very Buddhist.
Christian with Buddhist
I
tendencies.
was, yeah. I was Wiccan for a while.
Really?
Yeah, and I think Wiccanism is very scientific. It's using the elements, and, you know, it's all. I mean, it comes from within yourself, and
Okay.
I think there's a lot of power in that too. But at the same time, in Wiccanism, there are elements coming at you too, and that is a spiritual battle.
Right. I
You
told him
know.
when he hung this this board up over here. What is it called?
We got the
A
Ouija board.
Like,
Yeah.
"Ah, don't even open the box in here. I don't want to wake up. And then I had night terrors. I eventually had night terrors. And they're probably not related, but
Man, I slept like a
I
baby.
never. Yeah, you sound
But-
great. I had some faceless, like, evil female presence behind me, and I was just like, and then
Oh, that was me. I couldn't find my lighter. I had to ring
you're in my ear going, and getting louder and louder. Oh, it was
Hmm.
terrifying. Well, yeah, so I can relate on a lot of what you're saying there too. That a lot of people have these preconceived notions about what people
Right.
shouldn't be or would or wouldn't be.
You know, I think everyone needs to find the truth in everyone's viewpoints, and that's how we're gonna come together.
Yeah,
And you know,
that's cool. There's so much depth to your character now. Like, I feel like we're peeling back layer after layer, like musically, and then just
socially.
the evolution. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. So
So that's 27.
the end. Hey. 37.
30s.
37 shit.
Man.
Man.
I think that's gonna be the cap,
Yeah.
because the rest of them are.
I don't want to tell you guys about.
Well, they are conglomerations. You know,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I have
At this point, it's like some of the songs are fused, some are not. You know, like.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like I look back and I don't even have nearly as many songs written, like, personally as that, but like I look back and I'm just like, I not relish in it. That sounds like you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I really,
Well,
it's humbling
yeah.
to think that like some people just go to work and go get drunk at the bar afterwards and then go home and sleep, eat a meal and go sleep.
Man.
Like they don't ever, they just maybe mow the lawn or something.
That idea like drives me crazy. That like work, eat, sleep cycle.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. And like not exploring the world at all, like mentally or even.
Well, I mean, everyone has their own
physically.
version of that, though. For some people,
True.
that's video games.
That's true.
For some people, that's like movies, TV shows. Like it's depends on how much I think you're thinking critically about it and applying
Yeah.
it to yourself and the world around you.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, the whole 37 songs thing, though, that's really given myself one, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, 37 things you've been a part of or had your hand in.
Yeah, right.
I feel like you're really like I said before, like it doesn't seem like you stay within, like whether it's piano or whatever you're writing, lyrics or music, you don't really stay to. I've always found that I like that in an artist and a musician, because like I'm very, I don't know, picky maybe. I don't want to say I'm an elitist with music, but I have my tendencies, I have what I like. But when I see somebody like you, I can't even think of anybody others to
Someone
list
just
around
like you.
here.
Yeah.
Like your ability to, compose music, whether lyrically or like music-wise, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta check this out.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm excited for what you got coming.
Yeah, you guys are. I'm just thankful to be here.
We're
thankful to have you, yeah.
Thank
we
you so much.
Yeah, I've been wanting to have you on for a long time, ever since like we had Soultru in here a while back and shit.
Yeah, I was surprised because I didn't know you guys played together.
Yeah.
So when I saw the Soultru like right after, I was like, oh, why didn't I figured you would have came on too, but
Well, it depends at what point in time it would be and how much of a, how much of a. I've been background, but then I was like assimilated in the songwriting.
yeah, I feel like
And
as
then-
artists we have to know.
Yeah, and then
when
I've
to.
been in the studio more, and then like there was a certain point where like, oh, this is a group thing now.
Well, you're lucky, actually. I think it worked out perfectly because Cody has like this. I want to get to 1,000 guests before we do repeats, like have people on
He's
again.
putting words in my mouth that I never said.
Yeah, he didn't say 1,000, but he wanted to get to a number.
1,000.
I'm like, dude, why don't we
I
just
never
have
said
so and so back? It's
I wrote
it's better, man.
I wrote 1,000 songs.
There you go.
Nah, oh, yeah, right. You just said 37 to 1,000. I'm tripping.
I wish I wrote 1,000 songs.
One day.
Everyone is just a different note. It's just boop.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, well, that brings up something we always want to ask people this, but I don't think we always do. I don't think I ever have. What do you think? Not on here, at least. But what do you think of? Now I know people have their opinions, but what do you think of noise projects? Noise
projects?
Yeah. Do you like live? Maybe have you seen any live?
Oh, I've seen
So
a
do you
lot
enjoy
of
them?
noise. Noise is very popular in the Quad Cities,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
which
yeah.
is surprising because I mean, you would think. Well, I mean, a lot of people who want to like speak on like making fun of it or whatever, like, oh, this sounds like something you find in Portland, but
That's kind of funny. Actually.
but
No, yeah.
yeah, but like no, I respect it.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, his name's Jasmine. He told
Does he play bass?
He plays bass,
Okay,
yeah.
I think I know who you're talking
he
about. Yeah.
once told me that any type of music that you don't enjoy is just a type of music that you don't understand. Which
Right.
is a very like thought-provoking statement and challenging statement, because no one wants to be like, oh, but it's like, I think you have to think about like, one, what is there to think about in it? What is there to respect in it? And even if it's like not things that are like impressive or whatever, or you believe are like
Considered music, or
Yeah. But like noise, for one, is a lot of the time freeform. Most of the time with no time signature.
Yeah, I think that's what kills me with that, because I realize, like, if it's just like a soundscapey type vibe, like,
Yeah.
I can get down with that concept.
Right.
I think my only issue and the root of why,
Yeah.
because I mention this to him all the time, and I try to be open-minded, you know, I
Yeah.
respect it, but I'll put earplugs in if it's harsh, you know.
Right.
But I sound like
Well,
old
it's
man
also
or something.
it's also
That ain't
it's,
music.
you know, I think it's supposed to challenge you.
Yeah. It's more art, I would call
Yeah,
it, for me.
which is
yeah,
called
you know.
that's why it's experimental.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, a lot of the time, if it is tonal, it's very dissonant, which means, I mean, the harmonies are, it's like friction, you know,
Right.
and it's
That's
a lot.
a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's a lot more. It's very. I don't know, like, also, tech heads love noise.
Okay, yeah.
They
I see a lot
love
of
noise.
like pedals being
Yeah.
used and different
Yeah, you
things
know,
that you
like
learn.
audio feedback, you know, like a lot of people, Harrison, you know, Harrison
I don't think so.
Phillips. Honestly, he's my favorite noise artist because you can almost tell what he's doing. And it very, like he's adding one thing after another, and like, I don't know, like you'll take it, you can pan it, you can compress it, add gain, like if you are like going very gradual and kind of like showing that like I'm doing this on purpose.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Intentional.
You know,
right.
like exactly. Then like it's interesting.
Yeah.
You know. And then there are also people that are just like blah, and you know, and then like that's fine. But like I'm not saying that's wrong, but like if I'm gonna get down with some noise, I want it to be experimental and
Yeah.
show me that experiment.
Nice.
You know?
I like how at Ross Talks, I don't know how often you play there, but they have like the capability to put like an image behind you now, or well, they have had, but I like that idea. I think I'm just gonna like
Adds
start
more
trying to
to
make
it.
my own cheap little visuals to put up while I'm playing, or if I ever, you know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's such a sweet thing to have at a place.
I think it makes for a better show, for sure.
And putting
The
that with
visual element.
noise would honestly, I gotta stop asking this question because I think you guys are gonna buy me over one day. I think I might be like, you know, maybe it's not that bad.
Well,
If you think
yeah.
you got a good noise project, send it to Jacob.
Don't send it. You can send it to us, but
Do you have any more beer?
oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
At the end of the day, though, back to the whole spirituality thing. There's a song called "The Day We Pass," and like it's also kind of like to leave you at the end of your seat and to challenge one and kind of like poke ya. It's about, you know, like heaven or hell, or
I love the like almost biblical proportions type of imagery.
yes,
Like when it comes to those concepts. And
well, the
evil
thing
and good,
is,
yeah.
like paganism or like astrology, you know, like you have Hercules or the sun god Horus,
Right.
or like, I mean, like the Odyssey, all these ideas of like a father or a son or like a king, a prince, or like, and I mean, that's not about race or gender or anything.
Right.
It's about
the archetype.
power, the archetype
you
of
know.
power, and then lower power of that power, and then an evil, and then, you know, because these are all things, I mean, there are versions of these that can be applied to any, like
Right, everyday life, really. yeah.
and like it's I mean, like, and that actually is very accurate. Like, I will give paganism that, and I will give astrology that, because like those formats have existed forever because they're based off of the stars, which haven't changed since we've started measuring the stars.
Right.
And
Which makes you think, like, you know, if they died, it would be, we're looking at those stars, we're seeing them in the past. That's the concept, right?
yeah.
We're seeing them that
Yeah.
far away, but it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
they might have already burned out
that's
already
an
one day.
interesting
The
point,
shit
too.
just burns out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but like at the end of the day, it's like the my final words are like, I know I'm blessed, I know I've confessed, but I'll never know if or when I'll truly be put to rest. And if life's a test, we've all done our best.
Hold up. I'm all telling, hey, Chris, turn your phone down. Sorry. Jeez.
Well, all of that, and that's all we can say the day we pass. And that's kind of like, damn, we've obviously all put a lot of thought into whatever we believe. And when you die, you kind of like, your life flashes, and you're gonna hold true to whatever you really believed in.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and what happens after? You know, that's all that you can say the day you pass.
Honestly, yeah, it's kind of looking towards that idea of like a day where everything just ends. It's kind of peaceful thinking about it. You know, you don't have to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
Oh man, I ain't got work or bills. Whatever happens,
There you go.
But yeah. Well, that's what. So what's that called again? Something
the
about
song
the
or
Sphinx.
The Sphinx, and
Yeah.
the Sphinx is the that's the character that I kind of used.
Okay.
Also kind of out of personal experience, but it's the character that I used as the like the cat, the the sly,
Right.
but also the goddess or god or
Right.
You
They
know.
did. I mean, it is like a figure that was held up in history,
very
human
much.
history. Like,
Yeah, and it's just very, and the song and the whole album is very theatrical. Like,
Nice. I like
it's. Do you know Muse?
Oh yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they might have been an influence of yours.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Muse is a huge influence of mine. How long have we gone?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I mean,
Okay.
sorry, it's.
We're over an hour now.
Dang.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's had ones that are like 3 hours.
Yeah.
We've had them, but
But yeah, like it's very much like Muse. Like I mean, like I am original, but like by gosh, like I can't help but now when I write to just have that element of classical
yeah, okay.
Yes.
emotional and like but like still rock opera,
Fuck yeah.
That's what I was like. I was trying to. It was on the tip of my tongue. Like the last time I saw you perform a few of your songs. That's kind of like almost. It was very like Freddie Mercury chord progression esque, like songwriting. You know.
Thank you.
You
Yeah.
need to come
I don't
out
know
with
if
a
you like cleaning it
visual
all, but-
rock opera. Like
Yeah.
a film.
That'd be
would the
crazy.
shit, like Pink Floyd, or
Well,
The
that's
Who
the
or
thing
something.
is like I feel like this Crystal Palace, thing with Callista, the artist, we could probably really create, a story.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hopefully
Yeah.
viewing that. So.
Hell yeah.
But yeah.
So do you play piano, drums, guitar,
Yes.
anything else?
Honestly, I mean, I own an accordion.
Ooh.
But yeah, and I can play it. But
Have you ever used that in a song?
I love that
No.
recording music that I've
No.
heard.
I just know how it works, and if I want to learn a song, I can do it. But I can't just jam on the accordion.
That's next level.
crazy,
That's
yeah.
next level.
Are there any instruments that you'd like to like fuck around with or learn someday?
That you haven't yet.
Yeah.
The harp.
Oh,
The harp.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a like an ambient, like you could just, I wouldn't even notice, but I'd feel like so much more strongly about things in a room if I walked in. There's a harp playing. It's
Be
like
insane.
such, I don't know, sets the real.
Get up on
really
stage with one of
moves
those
emotion.
huge harps. That'd be crazy.
I'm thinking about it. I don't think I've heard like terrifying harp music, but I wonder if there is some terrifying, like scary harp music.
Probably.
Yeah, I think someone's put some guitar pedals to a harp or something and made it all crazy sounding.
I don't mean unbearable. I just mean.
Harp noise.
Yeah. Yeah. I once saw a guy tape a microphone to a rake.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there.
We played a
Go
show.
against the concrete.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's creative for
It
sure.
is. It is.
But, do you like visual wise? Like, do you have idea for any like art for the project?
I'm leaving that all up to Callista. I really am. You know.
Oh, okay. I guess that's the Sphinx one, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
I
okay.
mean,
I didn't
the
realize
only
that's what-
thing I ever told her was that I want the album cover to be a piano and then cat eyes over the piano.
Ooh.
And 2 reasons. I always give myself cat eyes, but I don't have a lot of makeup on right now. But also like the Sphinx, of course, and the eyes being the window to the soul, which is a lot of people say. Very old time poetic, but yeah.
Some people believe it's tonsils. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, I used to know a guy who would take pictures of people's mouths. All right, can I just take a picture of your mouth? Not mine, but
That's,
I wasn't having it.
he's collecting pictures.
That's awesome. It seems like a lot. See, now we're even pulling back like onion layers of the project itself.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what it actually. Do you have it yet? Has she shown you?
I have, oh gosh, like it's just like 2 or 3 instruments. I don't know if we could plug it in somewhere, but
What do you mean? Oh no, I mean the visual. What were you talking? What did you think I was?
I'll
Talking
like play a song.
Oh yeah, you can if you. I know you brought.
Do you have anything? I mean, I could play something live.
No, sorry, miscommunication.
I could play something live, or I could plug it in to my phone.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess I just meant the visual. Has she, Callista, given you the?
Oh yeah.
That's my bad.
She sent me some stuff. I mean, like,
Okay.
is my phone on? Do you want to see it?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Cool. I don't know.
But-
Isn't your phone like recording right now? Oh, that's your phone recording.
But he is. Do you care?
I mean, yeah, you can just show me it. You don't have to show me right away. if
I
you
can
want,
show
but-
you guys this, and then if you want me to
'Cause
play a
I'm
song or
curious
2, I
about it.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured once I seen that, I was like, oh, well, then they probably have the capabilities.
Oh yeah.
I think we've only had Jenny Lynn and the Dirty Roosters play it,
But something along those lines.
oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, we'll put it up in the corner.
Let me see.
Oh yeah, sorry. But
The labeling.
Oh, yeah.
The labeling
Nice.
is just mine, but she's gonna change all of that. But
Hell yeah. It's fucking dope.
that's sweet.
and then some of her art is actually on her Instagram page. And,
Callistas.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just Peachy Callista,
Peachy Callista. That's right. Yeah.
but I can.
I like that style too.
Oh yeah,
That's
her
right.
paint's her painting is just really cool. It's very like
I could make the
deep
eyes
and-
move for you if you ever want to put out like a track, like a single off of it. I just
and just like
make the eyes maybe blink or something, you know.
that'd be
Digitally.
amazing. Yeah, like in like just a YouTube video.
Yeah,
of
just a
doing
simple little visualizer or
that.
something.
Oh my god, that'd be perfect.
You know?
Yeah,
All right. It's settled.
Yeah, all right.
it is
Let's go.
definitely
That's,
settled.
we'll call
Shut it
it,
down.
that's a wrap, yeah. No, that'd be awesome. I would love to do that.
Maybe make them like shine. And
Oh, yeah.
We do all
yeah.
kinds of
Yeah, we
shit.
could just mess around.
that'd be fucking awesome.
But that's awesome. I'm glad I got to see it. Thank you for showing us.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Is there a release date? Or...
I would say probably in about 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
Springtime.
And all the while, you'll be playing with Soultru, correct?
Yes, we'll still be traveling with Soultru. I have a lot on coming up for me now, which is really cool.
Okay.
I have that event in Des Moines, which I talked to you about.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a show at Ross Talks with a group, and we're still kind of finding artists for that. I think they're called Marine something, and crap. I feel bad now. But I only messaged them once. They messaged me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I also didn't know how to pronounce it. I was like, damn, these are artists.
Right, right.
yeah.
We're all weird. Like, I don't know how to probably know how to pronounce no one knows how to pronounce my name. But and then I have this with you guys. I have a interview with Blind Hugo. If you guys heard of him.
I've heard, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm opening up for Condor and Jaybird's homecoming
Okay.
show.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Oh, it sounds like this year it's already getting off to a good start for you.
Oh my gosh,
Like
yeah.
musically, creatively.
Yeah, it's Condor and Sons of Mars.
Okay.
Hell yeah. That'll
yeah,
be crazy.
Which is so
Sons of
that's-
Mars too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just the 3 of us, I think.
That's
So
crazy,
that's
yeah.
freaking.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. I was like proud of that.
They
I was
didn't
like,
hit up
really?
your old time friends, the Mill City Mob. I see how it is.
I think
Condor.
Mountain Swallower might be on one of these bills because I think Marine hit them up. So,
Mountain Swallower. I think it sounds like a really epic way to say eat a rock.
but that's funny.
I just think
Go eat a rock. Don't hold me to any of those, low, because I don't want to get in trouble if I'm wrong, because I might be wrong. But yeah.
Cool. And you're just hoping, I'm guessing, to just keep the momentum creatively, and also, are you planning on playing as many shows this year as with your own?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna jump on the bill for whatever I can.
Right. Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, there's
I feel like I'm trying to just be like I'm on call.
yeah, absolutely.
someone
No,
to fill in,
absolutely. You guys know anyone?
right.
No, for real.
we
Because
hear,
yeah, I'm really ready to put myself out there for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's gonna be awesome.
That's awesome. I'm stoked for it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
I
you
appreciate you coming on too tonight. You guys making it out here, so
Yeah.
parked in my parking spot.
Oh crap! I was afraid of that.
Did you say you're no longer doing Cocoa Power with the group, or?
Nope. I mean, I will forever be Coco. But Cocoa Power was an electronic rock pop project that I had a few shows on, and that's what that was.
Got you.
Yeah. Now it is Kierstyn Graham. Kierstyn Graham's Crystal Palace.
There you go.
And that is on the forefront.
Nice.
And
The Crystal-
Soultru, of course.
Crystal Palace. I thought we were talking about the Order of the Sphinx or something like that, right?
Yeah. Oh My Dear Sphinx
Oh, My Dear Sphinx.
is the album.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yes. Okay.
That's awesome. Yeah, you got some stuff in the works. Hopefully, it's like a good, productive, creative year for you.
Yeah.
All of us, really, too.
Oh, yeah.
you kind of started branching out too. You got into a little bit of stand-up comedy there.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I seen you.
I do
Bill,
stand-up
something.
comedy now.
Oh man, that's
What
really
started
good.
that?
My ex-girlfriend did stand-up comedy, and she said, "Oh, you should do it." And I was like, ah. And then I worked at Walmart.
And that gives you so much.
Endless material.
Exactly. Yes.
That's a
Walmart,
bit right there.
Walmart is endless material of stand-up comedy, and now I have another.
Was
gig.
that on the Iowa side or the Illinois side?
Illinois side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
And I I don't know what my next bit is going to be about, because I quit Walmart and now I don't have anything I don't have anything jokes about.
Something will come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm a freelance artist, so my
Yes. Yeah.
my biggest income is selling my socks on the internet.
There you
I
go.
don't know. I've never actually sold my socks on the internet,
It's harder work than you think.
but if I did,
I got a whole batch of them saved up, just
Yeah.
waiting on that buyer to come.
if I did, I'd be promoting them right now.
Right, yeah,
Shit.
we drop the link at the bottom
Let
of
us
the
know in the
screen.
future.
Drop
We'll plug the sock link if you get it in the future or whatever. Let us know. We'll drop
That's
a plug in.
That's cool. Man.
But
Do you ever want to, like, down the road, do you ever want to get into anything else besides music or comedy? Any other interests of yours personally? Or
nah, honestly, like, I quit Walmart with enough money to pay for 3 or 4 months of rent, and now I have my tax return coming for probably 3 or 4 more months of rent, and I am pursuing music and my transition, and
Hell yeah.
that honestly, that's number one.
right?
That's a lot of self-discipline. Just save that much. 3 to 4
Hell yeah.
months from it.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well,
God.
initially it was just going to be for my transition.
Oh,
And that's what disciplined me. But nah, I was like, damn, like, if I don't do this now, what am I doing? So they're both very important to me.
Right.
You
That's
know.
dope.
yeah.
As an artist, like locally here, do you ever see yourself moving away from the QC, or do you enjoy this spot?
I want to get to the point where the majority of my shows are not in the QC, because I think it's a little bit of a bubble.
Right.
But I love the Quad Cities a lot, and I think there are a lot of opportunities here, bubble or not. Like, this is freaking awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. We're
And-
stoked to have you on. Like,
Yeah,
I said
definitely.
this, I don't even know how long I mentioned you ago that I mentioned you to Cody.
Right.
Ever since then, he's like, we gotta get Kierstyn on.
Yeah, and I mean, we had Day Trotter, we had Sean Moeller. We're gonna
Yeah.
have we have the Rust Belt was
Yeah.
Sean Moeller.
We got the spot now.
And the spot's opening back up, and they had a
Yeah.
lot going on at that venue
Yeah.
before. I mean,
I'm stoked.
we'll get all.
Yeah, I think things keep getting better for the local scene, music,
Yeah,
art,
yeah,
everything,
exactly.
so.
And like, the only reason I would call the Quad Cities a bubble is because people don't take that next step to
Yeah.
leave because
yeah.
there's enough here to get a solid following,
Yeah.
and then like you get comfortable with that.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't think of it like that.
Things
Yeah.
can happen with, like, for artists, musicians, even comedians, it's like if they're playing all the time around in their local hometown.
Yeah, right.
It can be just that, and they might never branch out, and then,
Yeah, exactly.
like, personally, I feel like, if I mean, obviously, shows are fun to play, but you could easily get burnt out with playing too much in one spot,
Yeah, right.
And-
But like, dang, like I love it here, and I don't really want to leave.
It's conducive, right? Is that the good word?
Conducive
To creative
Yeah.
output.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of accepting
It's a
and
great
nice.
place for a creative,
Yeah.
creative
Within the-
exploration and outlet, which is also why it's a bubble, because it's like, like you you could really make it work here, you know.
Yeah.
But like my goal is also to make it out of here at some point, and that's not speaking negatively of it in any sense. It's just,
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like it's only natural for, especially an artist, but anybody really, to want to just get out and grow elsewhere. See if they can grow in a different environment. You know, I guess.
right, yeah. Because, I mean, I think the biggest, like, thing that pushed me out of my shell was traveling.
Yeah.
And that was thanks to Soultru.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice.
Yeah, traveling's huge, like for so many things, you know,
Right.
perspective and all that. But
Yeah, and it's kind of time traveling, really. You're traveling through space and time.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Which is crazy because
Yeah.
music,
Yeah.
right.
yeah,
Music is time because a pitch is a level of vibration,
Okay.
which is a measure of a wavelength, which is time.
Jeez.
And
so insane. I knew I should have took acid for this
Yeah.
one. God damn it.
and tempo is the measurement between typically beats per minute.
Okay.
And if you, like, as we were talking about noise music, maybe not even
Yeah.
a set tempo.
Right,
And
right.
then that is more of a a varying distance between sounds and time. But what tunes in to the human psyche in a sense that is not madness. In Western culture, it is off of the diatonic scale.
Okay.
And so instinctually, certain things, because of the little pianos we have in our ears.
Oh my God, you're tripping me out
we've
because
been
now I'm thinking
conditioned
like,
and everything.
are
of course. I've been
conditioned
programmed.
and created,
You know?
which is why music is so spiritual, and in that, and it's in our being, it's intrinsic. We feel emotions. We get sad. We get moved. We get horny.
Right. Right.
You know, based off of, like how that beat
Yeah.
makes us feel.
Like,
how
I
that
love music that makes me,
chord
like,
makes us feel
aggressive
And
or
that-
angry, you know?
And that is all through, microscopically
Yeah. Almost
pitch.
in another realm, almost.
Yeah.
You know.
Such a crazy
Not viewable.
phenomenon when you think of it. You know?
Pitch and harmony are kind of the microscopic measurement of time, and then the beat and pulse of a song is our dimension of time, and then, like, I guess on a mass scale is where that fits in our natural, how I am speaking right now,
Yeah,
and how that
rhythm,
is
your
going
tonality.
through you, and
I like that. Yeah.
and where those songs fit in our lives. So it really is through the space-time continuum.
Yeah. Life does seem to go to a rhythm of some sort, or at least we find rhythm and patterns in a lot of things.
Yeah, I think.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It-
Yep.
So unless if you want to hear music, fine. Honestly, I'm happy.
You don't have to, but if you'd like to, we can play.
If
but
you'd like to,
either way,
go-
we don't have to
go right
end
ahead.
it in such a way that it sounds like we're leading up to you playing. If you don't want to,
I mean, it's whatever. You think it would sound all right if we did that?
Yeah, I'll just throw the
we
headphones
can
on, I'll
test
make
it out,
sure,
and
yeah.
really, we can just keep it separate. Like, in case we can at least just put the podcast out if the music didn't mic up that well. But I think it will.
I just got to monitor the level and we'll be good to go.
Yeah, Cody's not.
All right,
terrible with this,
let's
so.
do like one or two songs.
Let's
and
do it.
If
Well-
you're cool with that.
I'm
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
I'll have to take off, but I'm glad you came up. Thank you very much for coming up.
Oh, you dipping?
Yeah, I gotta take
Okay.
off. I work third shift.
You got
so.
work. Dang.
Working, man.
Have fun.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Work.
I appreciate
I
you
believe
coming
in you. Honestly,
and talking about your craft and yeah, because I'm even more stoked now to know now what you have coming up specifically. You know.
true.
Oh yeah.
Do I? You know what? How many viewers do I have now? Hey, babe, can you check? Because I might play a song or I might just be like,
Save it. You gotta come see her live, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Get your ass out.
I'm stoked. So when's the next thing are you playing?
My next upcoming show is at Rostock's. And
That's your stuff, right?
you know what? I'm good. Let's end this. How shall we
Alrighty.
end it?
Well, tell them how to get a hold of your stuff, music-wise, or even just hit you up on social media. Anything. What do you want them to do?
It's like the most like disorienting.
I thought when I was outside.
ending. I'm like, should I play a song? Yeah.
You know what? No.
We're like, oh, I gotta go to work. I'm like, and then like,
Damn it,
Hey,
Jacob.
don't make me sound like a doofus.
Jacob's fault.
Oh, good.
no, not you.
I know, it's like-
not you.
I'm just kidding. No, like you could totally play a
Jacob's
song.
not gonna be able to stay
When
for
I
this.
leave, no. When I leave, you guys like he'll still be here, so you can still play a song. We can end this portion of it. And I think we kept Jenny Lynn's separately, but I'm stoked to have you on, and I look forward to hearing Kierstyn Graham. How did they find you again? Did you already?
Oh yeah, my page is Kierstyn Graham.
Oh, tell them in the mic. I don't think they can hear.
Oh my god, you probably can't hear me.
What was that again?
My page is Kierstyn Graham. Kieer. So pronounce like Kierstyn, like Queerston or Insecurestyn. Also, it's Kierstyn, which is different. Like, why
Why?
did she spell it that way? So, yeah, and then Graham, like graham cracker.
That's awesome.
And of course, I already tagged mine's Obliterating Boundaries. Like that page.
That's right.
And
Can we call you Coco Graham?
Coco, yeah, Coco always works.
Coco. Right. Cuckoo.
Yeah.
Cuckoo.
My mom called me Coco. Birth name was Colton, so Coco.
Well, thank you for
Coco.
coming on, Kierstyn.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I
Yeah.
am so thankful to be here. This is
Yeah.
freaking awesome.
Yeah, thank
Make
you
sure you
again,
tune
yeah.
in to what she's doing.
Yeah, make sure you check her live.
Check
I swear to God, it's incredible.
Check
Amazing
Soultru
live show.
as well.
Yeah, Soultru. Y'all already know. Shout out. Check it out. What was he? That was a while back. Episode 14, I want to say.
He's one of the earlier ones.
Which one is this?
We're on number 50.
50. This is a significant one. It's significant,
You
dude.
get a close shot of me. I feel ugly.
It's our bicentennial. Or something.
Is that what, 50 years? Half century?
Yeah, half century. Alrighty.
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
Cheers.
until next time, motherfuckers.
Until next time.
We'll see you later.
Keep it mobbing. We should come
Peace.
up with a catchphrase. Keep it mobbing. Peace.
Love.
Goodbye.
When the power of love overcomes the
Yeah.
love of power, the world will know peace.
There you go.
End it right there.
And on that.
Zoom into the just that's that.
Okay, goodbye.